together. It is not easy. It is not easy at all. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm quite irritated. It seems like there is just one thing after another that causes there to be some type of issue. Whether it is the CPU, is pretty much the issue that's going on. So hopefully y'all are able to hear me clearly and see things clearly. I don't know. I'm just going to press forward and technical difficulties and issues on the back end. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. And a lot of times people who are not in my field don't realize how much it takes to these things. And it takes a lot. From the lighting to the topics, to the segments, to the editing, to the hooking up technology, cameras, and so many things. Music, elements. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. So I'm trying to use my giftings and my talents to be able to create the show that I'm trying to create. And it just feels like every day there's just another thing that has to be gotten, another thing that has to be fixed, another issue that presents itself. But we are pushing forward. I'm about to do a little test to make sure that y'all are able to hear me correctly. So let me look at the live. Hear me correctly. So let me look at the live. Good. Hear me correctly. So let me look at the live. Good. Hear me correctly. So y'all are able to hear me, and we're good. All right. What they say? You gotta shake the devil off. Shake, shake, shake. Shake the devil off. In the name of Jesus, shake the devil off. All right. So as time goes on, we will be better. Listen, I'm just be honest with y'all. I've been working on this streaming stuff for a whole month now. A whole month. I mean, the ideas, the concepts, the brainstorming and everything has been months in the making. But as far as the execution of it, all of February, I've been trying to get this stuff together. And when you're right there, you're so close, right? So I got my elements together. I got to keep it in Lame's term, I got everything together. But then it's like, yet there's something else that you got to figure out. So hopefully these will be looking better going forward. The intro, the music, all the good stuff will be better. So anyway, let's tap in. We're shaking. I need a drink. How are y'all doing? I need to have, I think it should, so if y'all tap into the chat, I should be able to see what y'all are saying on my computer. So it's a lot of new technology and new things that I'm having to figure out and everything. Easier here without the music. Yes, so that is something that, again, we're going to be figuring out as we go forward. But what's good, people? I am trying to do good. I'm trying to do better. Trying to keep a smile on my face. This previous week, today's Wednesday, March the 3rd. So happy March. Happy Leprechaun Month. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Happy all that good stuff. I am feeling good. But I want to tell y'all about some things I got coming up. So every Wednesday, I'm going to be doing an event. If you are here in Atlanta, Georgia, and you are between the ages of 25 to 35, I need you to tap in. Every other Wednesday, we will be going skating or bowling. I will be posting more details on my social media later on today. So stay tuned for that. But we will be going bowling at, Lucky Strike in Atlantic Station. Excuse me. And we will also be going skating at Cascade Family Center. But when we go skating, it will be during adult nights. And when we go bowling, it will be unlimited for 2 hours. That's a crazy way to put it, because it's not technically unlimited. But I guess they're saying however many games you can get within 2 hours, you can play. So that's what we're going to be doing. So starting next Wednesday, not today. I wanted to start today. I wanted to start the first Wednesday in the month, but life be lifing. So we will be starting next Wednesday with, I think we're going to start first with bowling. I gotta double check. But again, I'll be giving out the details on social media later today. So stay tuned for that. The weather is getting nice. The weather is getting nice. I just made a video. I'm like, look, I'm be outside with somebody's daughter. Okay, listen. I want to go to Miami for my birthday. All right. I went last year and I went for a cruise. This time I really want to enjoy Miami because when we went, it was just like for a day or two on the top end and then a day or two on the back end. But I really want to dedicate getting to know Miami. Man, if you know me, you know that I love the city and I love the beach. And Miami is a combination of both. I'm like, what? I thought cities like this only existed outside the USA. So I'm like, shoot, let me tap in. But it's expensive. Yeah, Miami is definitely expensive. So that'll be something I will look at and we'll figure it out. I got Uber Eats, DoorDash, whatever I got to do. But man, the weather is getting nice. So I feel like I am feeling better. You know, as they say, the seasonal depression. I cannot speak for those who have summer depression. My depression comes in the winter, fall and the winter when I got to stay inside, you know, when it's expensive to go outside because everything you do got to be inside somewhere. I like going for walks in the parks. I like taking my electric scooter and just vroom vroom around the park, around the city, you know, free things you could do for free. Okay. But Jesus Christ says, step outside your house. It costs money. And so to be able to step outside my house and just be able to do some things for a little free, I like that. That's what I want to do. All right, but enough of me. Let's tap in. I want to get started with the what we got next. The topic of the day. So topic of the day. Dang, I was supposed to put it so y'all are able to see it right at the bottom. We're gonna do that next time. Topic of the day is: should women date if they are broke? It's next time it's gonna pop up right there at the bottom for those of y'all who are online. But the topic of the day: should women date if they are broke? We talk about this a lot when it comes to men. We are constantly telling men, we're constantly telling young men, we're constantly telling boys from the moment that a boy is interested in a girl at school. We say, hey, you better have money if you want to date her. You better have money if you want to take her out, right? We're constantly telling boys this, but we're not telling women. And I understand why we've been telling boys this, young men and then grown men. We've been telling them this for years now because women have not had the ability to make money. Women didn't have the rights to vote. Women didn't have the rights to work jobs that they had every ability to work. And a lot of that started shifting, I believe, in the 1960s. Somewhere between the 1950s and the 1970s is where this started shifting to where women had the ability to make money, to contribute to the household, to contribute to dating, to contribute to life and finances. So in 2026, should women date if they are broke? Now, if you know me, you probably know my answer. The answer is no. Women should not date if they are broke. And here's why. Here is why I think women should not date if you're broke. Because you broke. So now you are putting all the responsibility on the man. Listen, it is a man's responsibility to show interest and to court you and to show you that, hey, he is a stable man who, if you allow him into your life, you will be safe and you will be comfortable. But there's a difference in between a man showing you that, hey, I have the ability to provide for our household versus prostitution. You know, let's talk about this, because for me, I love it when a woman has her own things, right? It is beautiful. Chef's kiss when a woman is able to provide and able to do for her own, right? She has her own place, she has her own car, she has her own ability to get her hair, nails, and lashes, and this and that, and everything done on her own. And she's just looking for LOVE, love. I don't know what happened. I don't know. It seems like no one is looking for love nowadays, right? I get it, ladies. Men have been looking for punani for a long time. But that does not mean that now y'all got to start looking for money. We got to start getting back to love. And I'm afraid look at me differently, love. I'm not a singer. But ladies, can we get back to looking for love and not just luxury? Ooh, women nowadays be like, I am looking for a man to provide for my lifestyle. What lifestyle is that? Because the last I checked, I get it. You're a realtor, you are a mogul, you are a boss and CEO, $100, $200, $300,000 you bringing in on a yearly basis. But I'm talking to the average human beings, to the average ladies. Why is it that you working wherever you working and you expecting a man to be able to? I'm like, listen. How about you bring in your income, your 50,000, your 60,000. I bring in my 50, my 60, my 70,000. We bring it together and we partner up. And this is why I believe women should not date if they're broke, because then it creates a survival mentality. Survival mentality, where now you're not dating for love, you are dating for the breadwinner, right? What man can offer you the most? Okay, and for me, I'm like, that ain't me, and that is not a lot of men out here in America. Most men are average income winners, or whatever they call it, income. What, you know what I'm trying to say? Most men bring in an average income of about 40 to 50,000. It's look it up. It's not a me thing. It's a studies thing. So, and this is not even just men. Most human beings, especially in America, with the state of the economy right now. So what happens when you are searching for love through finances? What happens when you're searching for love through punani, through chestises, through the buttocks? What happens when you are searching for this, but you are trying to put all these different little caveats in there instead of just actually searching and looking for love? There are too many people who are depressed. Too many people who are not able to be themselves because they are constantly looking for other things that don't fully or really matter, right? Now, here's the thing. I believe it's a double standard. I believe it is a double standard when we are talking about what is a man supposed to offer versus what is a woman supposed to offer. Back in the day, right, when we want to talk about when women didn't have rights, when women didn't have the ability to work, women had to cook, women had to clean, women had to bear the children, and women had to take care of the children, right? Women had to do all of this. So the man went to work, brought home the bacon, and she cooked the bacon, right? That's where the whole concept of that comes from, is that the man went to get the bacon, and then the woman took the bacon and cooked it. Who's doing the cooking? I'm serious. Who is doing the cooking, right? We love to talk about who's going to be the man now. Who is doing the cooking? Because, sweetie, you telling me that I got to work and work all these hours to be able to have enough money to provide for your lifestyle. On top of that, you ain't going to do anything. You a stay-at-home wife, stay-at-home girlfriend, stay-at-home mom, and I'm like, but you also don't want to do what comes with that. You want me to hire the nanny. You want me to hire the maid. You want me to hire the help, the keep, and what? At some point in time, we both got to contribute, right? So how about I cook Monday, you cook Tuesday, I cook Wednesday, you cook Thursday, right? Can we help each other, right? Now, a lot of times people say that this is an exhausted conversation, an exhausted topic, and I'm like, okay, let's see that, because it just sounds like people just want to do whatever they want to do and don't want accountability. And I'm like, we got to talk about these things, because I'm here to talk about the things that we need to talk about in a positive yet productive way. This is not misogyny. This is not misandry. This is not feminist. This is not red pill. This is humanity. Before any of those labels and titles, we should all be humanitarians. And humanitarians care about the next human. It's the reason why you may be of a different race, a different ethnicity, a different culture, but I still want to see you succeed. I still want to see you do the best that you can do because I care about you on a human level. Now, ladies, do you care about men on a human level? Because the last I checked, men are humans too, right? Men are humans too. And I think a lot of this come from fatigue. Women are feeling fatigued. You're feeling tired. You're feeling overwhelmed. You're feeling anxious because, Jesus Christ, it takes a lot just to support one person, just support yourself. And don't let you be in a metropolitan city such as Atlanta, New York, LA, Chicago, right? A city where a lot of people are coming in and making the rent go up, making the prices go up. So now, what you could have afforded probably about 10 years ago is now doubled. So we have to care about each other on a human level because I get it, ladies. I understand the idea of wanting a man to come in and take care of you, but can I take care of you 50%? Why does it have to be 100? Because the last that I have saw, when you work yourself too much, you get unalived, right? How can you take care of yourself? How can you go to the gym? How can you eat healthy? How can you do any of these things to take care of your body and your temple if all you are doing is working? All you are doing is stressing about where is the money going to come in to support not only the bills and the necessities, but also the luxury and the lifestyle that this young lady wants. All I have left for men is care for general humanity, no more room for other stuff. What do you mean by that? What do you mean? Explain that. So, I also do believe that when women are dating while they are broke, it creates desperate situations, right? Here's the thing. When you go to a car dealership, and you show them like, hey, I just want to check out this car. Yeah, maybe I'll get it, maybe I won't. I don't know. You will see that the car people, they're gonna be like, all right, let's figure out how can we work this, how can we do this, how can we work this deal so you can stay here. It's only when you start being desperate that they like, the car is 15,000 and it's gonna stay 15,000 because I know you want this car, and you scratching your head, you're like, okay, fine. When you could have talked them down to 13,000. But if we're operating out of desperation, we cannot get what we really want. We cannot get the best things because we're all operating out of desperation. Hello, Miss Big Mama. So we have to do better. Because if we're operating out of desperation, guess what? It also allows you to ignore the red flags. Ladies, a lot of these men who got money got red flags. You want to know why? Because I'm friends with some of them. And I'm only really friends at a distance. A distance, okay? Some of these guys are not good character men. Some of these men are men who don't really care about women, but they got a nice job. They got a nice little paycheck. They got a nice little extra money. So then what happens is these men realize how women can operate sometimes. Where if you just flash them the Chanel purse, you flash them the Louis Vuitton, you say, hey, let's go to Dubai. Hey, let's do this. Let's do that. They like, oh, I got her now. I got her. Right. And then they start doing manipulative things such as move in with me, girl. Girl, quit your job. Girl, forget that degree. You don't need none of that. You just need me. And then guess what? Now you find yourself a few months or a few years later in a situation that you can't even fully remove yourself out of. Sometimes it's not even the worst situation. It's merely because y'all are not compatible. You fell out of love, but now you are attached to him in every financial way. Now, what can you do for yourself? Said no love, no patience, or interest in any relationship or working on a common future. Okay. So here's the thing. We have to not operate out of desperation. And when we operate out of desperation, that's when we put ourselves into desperate situations. Now, here's my thing. How are women supposed to show men that they are invested, interested, and serious if women don't have to cook, clean, etc.? Now, women don't have to get men gifts or help financially. It's like, well, what is the purpose of bringing a woman into my life? I know what I would love for a woman to provide for me and in my life. But if you're saying, I don't cook, I don't clean, I don't do none of that, then I'm like, well, what's the point? And I'm not saying that you need to cook, that you need to clean, that you need to do any of this. What I am saying is that it should be a partnership. So I'm coming with tools and things to be able to help this relationship, but so should you. And so it's my birthday. I gotta pay for my own gift? Good Lord. Like what happened to love? What happened to liking someone? What happened to the fact of of a restaurant, young lady, that you want to introduce me to? You know of experience that you want to introduce me to. What happened to that? What happened to showing people that we care about them through getting gifts, through doing acts of service, or through loving them through their love language? A lot of men may say that, oh no, I don't need a woman to buy me things. I don't need a woman to do this, to do that. One of the biggest reasons why men say that is because the last woman who did that for them was his mother. So he associates weakness or that it has to be from a motherly figure, that it cannot come from his woman, right? And so this is why I say that, hey, if a woman really wants to show a man that she's interested in him, show him that you care about his pockets. You don't have to go to Naboo for the expensive restaurants, right? You don't have to go to SDK. You don't got to go to all of these expensive places, right? You want to go to the movies? Show me that you know about that Tuesday movie deal, right? That Wednesday movie deal where you get that half off. Show me that you like, sweetie, we gonna sneak in some of this JJ. I'm putting in my purse, okay? Let's get some cut water. We're going to slide that in, Show me that you care about my money. Because the more money I get to keep, the more money there is to spend on you. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. And then here's the thing. Here's like my takeaway with a lot of this. Have we gentrified prostitution? Because the way I see it, growing up, there was a certain name for certain behaviors. Right? There's a name for certain behaviors. There's a name for certain behaviors. There was a name for certain behaviors. I cannot clarify that enough. But now we seem like we have gentrified some of these behaviors. I grew up looking at these movies and these shows from the 90s and from the early 2000s that focused on love, right? That showed at the end of the day, love conquers all, right? So I want a young lady who's going to love me for who and how I am, through all my quirks, through all my ups, through all my downs, through all my lefts, through all my rights, through all my wrong decisions and good decisions. But I want you to love me for me, because the money is eventually going to get funny. Everybody, even the richest people, go through financial issues. Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos, you really think that they have that money in their pocket? A lot of those funds are in investments. Is held up in places, right? And what happens when we're talking about, and this is just a surface level business type of conversation, what happens is we're looking at their net worth. Their net worth is the house. Their net worth is the business. Their net worth is all of these assets that is not liquid cash. So the best thing that they have to do is figure out, how can I have my net worth but also have liquid cash? And so what happens sometimes when they're making deals, they don't have liquid cash because they got to go ahead and take that liquid cash, invest it into this property to then be able to make this deal, to do that thing and do this thing and that thing. And it's not until you start talking to the upper class people, the rich folks, that you start having these conversations. And they will tell you, yes, this is why I drive the car that I drive. This is why I do what I do. This is why I maneuver the way I maneuver, because I got to be able to budget. It doesn't matter on what level that you're on, the money will eventually get funny. And this is why I believe that it is better for two people to invest into a situation, into a family, right? But again, maybe I'm the crazy one. Hola, Miss Beautiful Soul. So I just think that we have to figure this out. And I'm tired of that when we approach these conversations. It's always approached from Misogynist versus misandry, feminist versus red pill. Oh, you must be a brokey or this, that, and the third. And I'm like, love. People just want to be loved. Do you not want to be loved? I said this, that I want to be loved and I want to feel love. See, I want to be loved by someone. I want someone to love me for who and how I am. But I also want to be in the presence of love. A lot of people don't get a chance to experience that, especially if you're operating out of financial reasons. I want to feel that we are just chilling and you actually love me. You are invested into me, not out of financial obligation, but out of desire to be in my presence. That the presence that you and I are creating is love. But how can we create the presence of love when we are so busy trying to create financial support, financial stability? And here's the thing, for myself, this is speaking for myself specifically. I'm 25 going on 26. I just graduated back in August. Do I gotta say more? Like, Jesus. I understand when grown women who are in their 40s are expecting the men that they're dating to have their self together. Because by the time you are 40, you are expected to have gone through the ups and downs of life to where you are at a stable point. It be y'all who between the ages of 25 to 35. It used to be 30s that people were expecting you to have your life together until the economy, happened. So since the millennials, everyone has saw that, shoot, I'm still trying to get my life together at 35. So while I'm trying to get my life together, while I'm trying to figure things out, now I want love. But instead of getting love, I am getting a financial bill. I'm getting someone who is expecting money from me instead of love. Because I do believe that you can show up and show that you are invested and show that you are interested. And in the other word, you can be intentional with minimum money. There are too many things to do that you could do for free. Too many things that you could do nowadays is like, hey, it don't require a lot. It just requires intentionality. It does not require a lot to say, hey, let's go to Publix, let's get a sub, then we're going to go out in the park, lay out the blanket, and we're going to have our little speaker, and we're going to just eat the sub, and we have a nice little picnic in the park. I guarantee you that is no more than $20. It doesn't take that much to say, hey, let's go walk in the park and just talk. It doesn't take that much to go to the spots that have happy hours, half off drinks, half off food. It doesn't take that much to be like, hey, I got the coupon here and you got that coupon there and we're going to put it together. It doesn't take that much to say, hey, you pay for the event, I pay for the parking. You pay for the food, I pay for the tips, because we are a partnership. We are working together. A man should not feel like in order for him to find love that he has to put out. Now, here's the thing. I forgot, with a lot of y'all ladies, you do realize men have to date multiple women, right? Because when I've had some of these conversations, I'm like, you are acting like you are the only woman he's trying to see can be his wife. He has to date multiple women because maybe on the third date, both of y'all realize we are not compatible in the sense of a relationship. Maybe we'd be good friends. Now he has to start over. And you may say, well, that is the man's prerogative if he wants to date multiple women and et cetera, et cetera. I get it. I really do get it. But at the same time, life is too short. And the older you get, I know for me, and I'm just 25 going on 26. The older you get, the more you realize time is waiting on nobody. So why am I going to limit myself to only dating one woman until that falls off? When I'm like, hey, I probably need to be a little bit wise with my time and date multiple women. So therefore, I can see which one best fits me and my life that I'm trying to have. And I love it when a woman is like, ooh, I saw this event that is a free ba-ba-ba. Oh, I saw this event that is a frugal ba-ba-ba. I'm like, girl, you speak in my language. Right? Especially for someone like myself. The smallest things is the most beautiful. I agree, beautiful soul. The smallest things are the most beautiful. That's how I was raised. My dad raised me that, hey, you don't need $1 million. You don't even need $100 to get someone a gift that is valuable and that is meaningful. I would prefer to get you a gift that costs $10, but you've been procrastinating to get for the longest. For somebody that may look like a screwdriver, right? For a man that may look like a screw, or should I say a drill bit, right? That's the part that goes into the drill. He's been procrastinating. Every time he goes to the store, he forgets or whatever, but you go ahead and get that for him. Right? That may look like from a man to a lady that's like, hey, there's this particular contour that you normally get, right? For your makeup. That I'm like, I know you've been procrastinating, or I saw you was running low, I'm gonna get it for you, right? Or we pull up in not Bed Bath and Beyond. You can tell how old I am. What's it called? Bed Bath and Body Works, right? And I'm like, oh yeah, I know you like that what is it called? The cherry blossom spray. I know you like that. It's what? $10, $15. Yeah, let me get that for you. The issue where y'all ladies be having the issue, I'm not about to buy you the whole store. We have a whole life to do that together. I could buy you every single cherry blossom, breeze, whatever there is for the rest of our lives. But can I just settle on getting you this $15 spray? I'm like, Jesus. We want everybody to be millionaires when they step into our life. But anyway, I'm trying to see. So I got this timer thing, right? 1, 2, 3. I think the timer is going right. So as y'all are able to see at the top, there's like this timer to be able to keep me on track. So I'm just looking at it to make sure that we're doing good. And I got my notes I'm looking at. But I don't know. I do know. And I realize I have to create this standard when it comes to dating. I'm not about to flex on you. I don't want a woman I got to flex on, right? I made a post that said, like you see your significant other needs t-shirts and you see, yes, exactly. I agree. I realize that I don't enjoy flexing. No. You want to know why? One of the biggest reasons why you should not be flexing, there's always someone who's bigger and better. I'm telling you, there's somebody who is bigger and who's better. I ain't trying to compete. I don't want to compete. In fact, I want to be and do me, right? So for instance, I've never had an appeal to STK. I've never seen the interest of Naboo. Do I want to eventually experience these places? Sure. But those are not the places that people be like, oh my gosh, you got to go there. They got the best steak in Atlanta. I don't be hearing that stuff, right? Wagyu and all these other places. I'm like, sure, maybe for some people. But I'm a JJ Fish and Chicken type of person. I want to introduce you to this JJ Fish Chicken, girl. I want to introduce you to one of my favorite breakfast spots that have closed down now. Used to be West Egg in West Midtown. I want to introduce you to some of these spots. I want to introduce you to the cut in the hole, to the cut the hole in the wall. You know what I'm trying to say, right? There's a few spots that I go to where there's a club or where there's a bar that I'm like, you get in for free or it's minimum price. A lot of y'all just like going to places just so you can say, oh yeah, I spent money at this place. No, not over here. And I realize I have to be confident in that. But most people, grown men, are not confident to tell a woman, no. Sorry. You are beautiful. You may have a banging body, but you are about to break my bank. And it ain't worth it, right? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. So what is the takeaway to this topic of the day? Love. Can you find someone who loves you and you love? Men have been looking at booty and boobs all for centuries now. Men have to do better. Ladies, I get it. Us men, we have to do better. But that does not give y'all the, what is it called? The permission to, well, if y'all gonna do that, then we gonna do this. Why you gotta include yourself in that? Just stop dating the men who looking just for booty and boobs, who looking just for a pretty face, right? I'm looking for a woman who is literally gonna come into my life and see, hey, you doing these 10 things, and you could really cut out 5 of them to make your life easier. Can you marry me? Can you be my wife right now? Please. You come into my life and show me what I can do and be better. That's a done deal. That is a done deal. So, I don't know. No need to on your personal. Everyone walks is on their own path. Yeah, yeah. Everyone is walking their own journey and their own path, which is one of my issues when it comes to social media and these conversations. Is that most people are trying to tell every man what they should do and every woman what they should do instead of sticking to the individual. Right? I've never have you have y'all been to some of these bougie restaurants? It'll be a whole plate, and a little shrimp right in the middle. One shrimp, I tell you. Again, let go to JJ. Let's get our money's worth, bro. You paying $50, $60 for a plate that you gonna leave hungry? What? I can't even take leftovers. That's crazy. But let's wrap this up. So the next thing that we're gonna do is hilarious. At least I think so. Yep, that's hilarious. All right, so there's this video that I saw online, and I was like, this thing is hilarious, and I would love for y'all to see it as well and laugh with me. Apparently, it was this pastor who was doing an illustration, and he got a little too into it and forgot something. Let me show y'all.
You have some issues like this. You have some issues like this. You have some issues like this.
Jesus Christ. Y'all see what just happened? I guess there's like a stick that was holding the cake together. And he smashed the cake down, didn't realize that thing went through his... He handled it better than me. Boy, Jesus Christ, that is one of my fears. Have you seen those movies? It's always like those gruesome movies where the person is being stabbed and they're holding their hand out to not get stabbed. And then the person like stabs them right through their hand. Oh, golly. Jesus. Hoo-hoo. I hope he's okay. Oh, I would love to see what the follow-up was. Did it bleed? Did it just go through like the little tip part where it didn't bleed? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But I just thought that was funny. Anyway, I want to show y'all, since we got a little time, I want to show y'all another video that I thought was funny. Thought it was hilarious. This one right here. No, I showed y'all that last week. It was this one right here.
Say something else. Say something else. I would like to hold my little hand. How we will. Shut the fuck. Shut. No! Oh, shit! Say it again. Say something else. Oh! Say something else. Say something else.
I don't know about y'all. I grew up in a black household. And both of my parents can get it. Yes, both of my parents. I remember my mom, she still cracks up to this day. She's like, that's all you remember, huh? We were in church. And I remember we was going to Creflo Dollar's church. And my mom would pinch me. Apparently, I was doing too much. I don't know what I was doing. I was like 3 or 4 years old, and my mom would pinch me. Ooh, I remember that to this day. Another time, my mom had got flustered. Of course, as a kid, you don't understand what's going on. You're like, mom is just acting crazy. But until you realize, as you know, you get older, like, oh, mom was just overstimulated. My mom hit me with a shoe right before we went to church. She didn't just hit me with a shoe. She threw a shoe at me. Ooh, and see, here's the thing. I didn't really get whippings from my mom. I got whippings from my dad. So for my mom to discipline me physically like that, oh my God, I was traumatized. And then, bro, I got so many stories from my dad. Listen, the thing I realized is that, of course, parents are going to only remember the good parts. They're like, of course, I was just such a good person. I did the best that I could to raise you. And you say that I hurt you. Yes, you hurt me, Ma. Yes, you hurt me, Dad. Like, goodness. And I don't know, parents just, it's just for some reason they can't get it through their thick skulls. They're like, how did I hurt you? I was just doing the best that I could. You say I'm a bad parent. I'm like, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that there are some things that you could have did better in. Yeah, I'm just saying. You know. So hopefully I don't take that trauma to my kids. And listen, I want my kids to have a great time with me, but yes, of course you got to discipline your kids, but you know, got to have the balance. I don't know. There was this time where excuse me. I remember my dad, he was looking for something and he couldn't find it. And so he was just certain that I took it. And I was like, no, I didn't take it. And so you know how it goes. And it just keeps going and keeps going. Next thing you know, he found it somewhere on his own person. And you know how parents do. They don't even want to apologize. They be like, well, you should have saw where I put it at. So you could told me. I'm like, nah, I got to be your parent. Oh, man. Parents are funny. And granted, listen, they are actually doing the best that they can. I get it. You are doing the best that you can. But sometimes the best could be better. The best can be better. I'm just saying. I know I'm not crazy. First of all, I want to thank, there's like 2 or 3 people that is in the chat. I appreciate y'all, man. Listen, this stuff is very difficult. When you are doing this live streaming thing and you are trying to hustle and you're trying to figure this stuff out and you're like 0 people is about to be in the chat, I appreciate y'all. I really do. So yeah. So I just found that to be interesting. I'm gonna do one more. Hold on. Let me show y'all one more. Let me show y'all this one. Speaking of parents.
Your parents, for they took care of you when you were weak and helpless.
Respect your parents, for they have sacrificed greatly for your growth.
Appreciate your parents, for their love is unconditional.
Pray for your parents, for their blessings pave your way.
Speak care of your parents.
So this guy,
they took care of you when you were weak and helpless.
So apparently this is the parent.
Respect your parents, for they have.
Bro, I can't tell you how many times I've went through this, especially with my dad. My dad, he's a pastor. He would just I thought I was the only one. Thank God for social media. Thank you, Jesus, for social media. Right? The whole coming into your room in the middle of the night and right? The whole this, sending the video or like, look at this. You see what this son did? You see what this son, he helped his parents. See, that's a good son. And like the thing said, it's always when you're the most irritated. I'm like, nigga, dude, and you a kid. So you just got to sit there. And don't let it's like you can't be crying, right? You can't cry. You can't cry because now I'm going to give you something to cry about. But then you can't be stone-faced. Oh, you want to act all nonchalant. I'm like, well, what do you want? What do you want? Goodness. I'm sorry, I got a little triggered. All right. Let's take it to commentary. All right, so as y'all know, I like to talk about things in a positive and productive way, and productive manner. And so there's this video that I came across. This priest, actually, he's really good. He breaks things down. He talks about theology and deconstruction and what does that look like for us in 2026. And so this guy's great. Just I love his videos. Let me adjust this for y'all on TikTok. Well, y'all should be able to see it good enough. That's good enough. All right, let's go.
Demon out of an enslaved girl in Acts.
Oh, gotta refresh. Here we go.
Paul cast a demon out of an enslaved girl in Acts. What happens to her? Because the Bible never tells us. Here's what we do know though. In Acts chapter 16, Paul and his companions are in Philippi when this enslaved girl starts following them around. The text says she has a spirit of divination and her owners make money off of her fortune telling. And everywhere Paul goes, she keeps shouting, "These men are servants of the Most High God who proclaim to you a way of salvation," which ironically is true. but she keeps doing it day after day after day after day, and eventually Paul gets annoyed. That's the word that Bible actually uses, annoyed. So he turns around and commands the spirit to come out of her in Jesus' name. And immediately the spirit is gone. And we usually preach this as a miracle story, liberation, freedom, and spiritually it is. But then the story moves on. Immediately, her owners realize she can't make them money anymore, so they grab Paul and Silas, drag them into the marketplace, and get them beaten and thrown into prison. And from there, the story follows Paul, but the girl disappears. And that's the part we really never talk about, because once she stops being profitable, she becomes a problem. In the Roman world, an enslaved person who stopped making money could be resold, abused, abandoned, or worse. Her situation may have become even more dangerous after the miracle. And the Bible never tells us what happened to her. Did her life get better? Did someone protect her? Did the Christian community take her in? Or was she freed spiritually and then left in the same system that exploited her? We don't know. And maybe that silence forces us to ask an uncomfortable question about our own faith. Is it enough to free someone spiritually if we don't care what happens to them afterwards? Do we celebrate miracles but ignore people once they're no longer useful? Paul probably meant to help her. I don't think he was out to ruin her life. But good intentions alone don't make someone safe. Casting out the demon was only part of the liberation. Real freedom has to include what happens next. If that girl showed up in our community afterward, would we make sure she survived? Or would she disappear from our story too once she stopped being useful? Because in Acts, the spirits leave her, but the system that enslaved her stays, and the story moves on. The question is, would we do any better? After Paul cast the demon out of an enslaved girl,
So, hopefully y'all was able to hear that. So he gave some really insightful things, and here's a few notes that I took away from that. So first of all, follow this guy. His name is Joseph.yo on Instagram. I think he's a Catholic priest, and he talks about these different things and he breaks it down. But the first thing that stood out was, is it enough to free someone spiritually and not care what happens to them afterwards? Right? That is a question that I don't think a lot of Christians have asked themselves, because we talk about spiritual liberation, we talk about being free from your sin, but we don't talk about what that looks like afterwards, right? Do we celebrate the miracles but then ignore people when they are no longer useful? Because see, I'm a PK, right? For those of y'all who don't know, I am a pastor's kid. And I have seen a lot of these situations where, hold on guys, I want to get this straight for y'all. All right, we're going to put that right there. And then, let's just move that. Nope, that's going to stay right there. It's a lot, guys. But I'm a pastor's kid. And I've recognized that a lot of times things are political. Things are very and only political. I hate to say it like that, and I know that as Christians, we should be trying to bring more people into the church, more people into the body of Christ. But let's be honest, let's call a spade, right? We have politicians who are in the White House and in the Senates and in our capitals, but then we have politicians who are in our churches. And a lot of them just care about the optics of things. I have dealt with a lot of personal things that over time I will start sharing, but I've dealt with a lot of personal things in the churches. And you realize a lot of the pastors, a lot of the spiritual leaders, they only care about the optics. So what is the optics here? The optics is, hey, there's this girl who is using a gift for witchcraft, her gift for something wrong, her gift for something evil. So we need to remove that gift from her, remove this thing or whatever. They call it a spirit, or they call it a demonic spirit. We have to remove this from her. So then we are able to actually help her. But how? I've seen a lot of Christians only focus on the get rid of the sin, get rid of the thing, and don't actually help them. So for example, you don't want the woman to get an abortion, but then you don't want to help them take care of the kid, right? And a lot of people, they say, oh, no, I do help. I do this. I do that. The reason why the girl wants to get an abortion is because she's thinking about the daily things that is going to take for her to take care of this kid. Should she have not gotten pregnant? Right? Should she have not done certain things? Right? But we're here now, and she's here now. And she's thinking about the fact that every single day, every single hour, every single minute, every single second has to be dedicated towards this child. And she cannot see herself being responsible of another human being because she's not even able to take care of her own. And here you are trying to talk about, well, I'll help her with this or I'll help her with that. That's not the help that she needs because she needs a daily help. And you want to march and protest about women should not get abortions. And I'm like, they shouldn't. But at the same time, are you going to help them if they choose not to? Are you really going to be in their life daily? Are you going to be able to be their babysitter on call when they got to go to work, when they got to finish school, when they got to pursue their career, when they got to hustle? Are you going to be the babysitter? Are you going to be buying them diapers on a weekly basis, not just a pack of diapers that you get at the baby shower? Are you actually going to be giving to them on a weekly and daily basis? Right? Another example is you want young people to not steal, but then you don't give them the tools that they need to get money legitimately and safely, right? So we complain, especially here in Atlanta. We complain all the time about the cars being broken into. All right, cool. But now what are you going to do? Right? Are you going to talk to these supposed YNs, which we are trying to not call them YNs, right? But are you going to talk to them and say, hey, bro, I got a job for you. How much you be making from when you be breaking into the cars? All right, cool. I'll be able to give that to you. And you ain't got to worry about going to jail. You ain't got to worry about doing any of this, right? But a lot of y'all are not willing to. A lot of y'all got the means and the abilities to actually help your community in practical ways, but you don't want to do it. And so when we are talking about these different things, are we actually looking at it from their point of view, or are we just looking at it to solve our own solution? You want the kids to stop breaking into the cars, so okay, cool. If the police put them all in jail, now you are happy. But now their life is destroyed. When you could have used that as an opportunity when they was breaking into your car to be like, hey, I got a job for you. Hey, let me mentor you. Hey, I'm not going to call the cops if you come work and mow my lawn every week or every month, whatever, right? A lot of us are not willing to do that. And that's just from a non-Christian, just a worldly perspective, right? But then in church, is church service enough without proper discipleship? I've seen it too much. Church service is not enough without proper discipleship. Can we be honest? Can we keep it a buck? Church service is not enough without proper discipleship. So then you have a lot of these churches that are trying to actually do proper discipleship. They're trying to actually create small groups, and that's great and that's good. But then, is it enough for the individual? Because, see, one of the things I peeped in a lot of the church spaces is that it's a lot of the sheep mentality. And I'm not talking about the sheep and shepherd, how we have to be sheep towards Jesus. I'm talking about the sheep mentality that we want everyone to deal with these problems so we can corporately deal with the problems. We don't want for someone to deal with their abortion. We don't want for someone to be strung out on drugs. We don't want for someone to be dealing with lust. We want them to deal with the few sins right here. And then how they may deal with lust, how they may have dealt with drugs, we want it for them to deal with it in a specific way. So therefore, we can generally help people instead of, hey, let me take the time to disciple these people individually. And more specifically, when you start discipling people individually, how are you doing it? Are you following a formula that has worked for 5 other people, but it may not work for the 6th person? Or are you actually listening to the Holy Spirit to see, hey, and Holy Spirit discernment, but actually using wisdom? Hey, this person is strung out on drugs because they are depressed. They are dealing with some mental health things that they need to go to a therapist for. They don't need more church. They don't need more religion. They don't need more God. They need a therapist to be able to help them to make it easier for them to receive God. But we don't like talking about these things because it causes us to have to look inward. How do we treat people? How are we going about people, right? So we're telling people to stop sinning, but not giving them the proper tools to actually stop. I know for myself, someone who has struggled for lust for at least over a decade now. A lot of people would tell me, even from my own parents, they would tell me like, hey, just don't do that. Just don't do this. Just don't do that. Just don't do this. Okay, that's not enough. I need more. I need more than just a book to read. I need more than just, so I need to actually deconstruct what I have constructed that has made me fall into lust the way that I have. But most people don't even know, don't even have the tools or the understanding. And this is why, parents, it is very important for you to put your kids into the hands of people who can actually help them. That's why therapy is everything. And I know some parents, they have tried to do that, but you're putting them out of your hands just into another toxic hands just because you are tired. So you just want someone else to do it instead of finding the right person to do it. Getting people to come to accept Jesus as their Lord and Savior and grow spiritually, but not getting them into therapy to help their mentality, to help their mental health, is the root of a lot of the issues in church. Do you know how many pastors are insecure little boys and little girls? Do you know how many spiritual leaders are people who were never accepted by the world, but the one place that they were accepted was in church? And you may say, well, we're not supposed to be accepted by the world. I'm not talking about worldly things. I'm talking about football. They couldn't get on the football team. They couldn't get on the cheer team. They couldn't do this. They couldn't do that. That is what I'm talking about. So, but the one place that they were able to get put on was in church. And that's not good at all. Because then that creates someone who is now trying to take control. And who was like, this is where I feel good. This is where my pride and my ego is really stroked. So therefore, you create a toxic person in the church environments. A lot of people don't need more Jesus. They need mental health help. They need someone to talk to about these things. They need someone to help deconstruct their views, their perspectives. But too many of us, we're so caught up on our own point of views. And that's what he was talking about. When Paul delivered this young lady, he did not take her with her. And this does not mean that Paul was being a bad person. It just means this causes us to think about more. Think about more than just the sin. I remember Tyler Perry did a movie, Daddy's Little Girl. And Idris Elba's character was trying to help the young lady. Was it Idris Elba's character? No, I think it was the other guy's character. No, I think this must have been another movie. But he was trying to help the young lady who was a drug addict, and he was trying to help her get a job. He thought that all she needed was a job. And her sponsor or the therapist or whoever she was towards her was saying, why did you set her up for the interview? She didn't get the interview, right? She didn't get the job. So now it has put her back months or years because now she's going to go back to the drugs because the drugs was helping her cope. The lust was helping them cope. The alcohol was helping them cope. And you think that, oh, well, as long as we take that away, that will be the solution. No. It needs more. And so it's just, I just get exhausted at a lot of these things because you realize it doesn't matter how much you do. People are going to do whatever they want to do. No matter how much you try to get people to empathize, they're going to do whatever they want to do. And I'm like, we got to do more, guys. There's got to be more than just simply caring about our own agendas. What is your real purpose? And I'm not saying that Paul cared about his own agenda. If anything, Paul couldn't do anything because he got sent to jail. Right after the situation happened, him and Silas got put in jail. But you ain't get put in jail. You could have gave to the water boys, right? You know how the water boys be acting when you pull up to the corner. So are you going to do something to still help them but also keep yourself safe? I don't know. Maybe next time don't even just wait to pull up to the light. How about you pull over to the side somewhere and you go hand them some money? Or you go be like, hey, let's do this, let's do that, or whatever. Actual discipleship. And discipleship is more than just a church thing. It's supposed to be more than just a church thing. It should be a human thing. We are all trying to help each other out. But how are you doing it? So I really hope that y'all look at this content creators, look at a lot of his other videos, but also I hope that you actually think about your actions. One of the things that has helped me with lust, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, one of the things that's helped me with lust is realizing that there's a woman on the other side. And I know that sounds crazy because it's like, well, you are trying to do your lustful acts with a woman, of course, right? And I'm like, yes, but I'm forgetting that that is a human being on the other side. Do you know that there is a human being on the other side of your complaints? There's a human being on the other side of your issue. There's a human being who's still trying to figure themselves out. So when you just create the solution for yourself, but neglect their needs, what happens? Right? We see this happen all the time in our government, where they, like for instance, here in Atlanta, they are probably clearing out all the homeless people, but are they really helping them? I know the World Cup is coming in, but what are we doing to help the homeless people? Anyway, let's move on to the trending topic. So, I know this is a hard turn. It's a hard turn. Hopefully y'all got it. Hopefully y'all tapped in. What's good? What's good, Daily Joy? So T.I. and 50 Cent have been going at it. They have been going at it. And not just T.I. T.I.'s kids.
I don't want to stand on stage with him. I have no interest in standing on stage with that nigga. I don't respect him.
50 took it to the next level when he posted a picture of T.I.'s wife, Tiny, and that made T.I.'s son, King, jump in and crash out.
I don't think y'all was able to hear it. I'm going to replay the video.
50, bring your ass on outside, 50.
I don't want to stand on stage with him. I have no interest in standing on stage with that nigga. I don't respect him.
50 took it to the next level when he posted a picture of T.I.'s wife, Tiny, and that made T.I.'s son, King, jump in and crash out.
Bitch ass nigga wanna say something about my mama. Your mama dead as nigga. Your mama dead as Go dig her up. Stop playing with my mama, nigga.
T.I.'s son, King, did the unthinkable and posted a picture of what appears to be 50 Cent's mother's tombstone. At this point, the beef is going way too far. Dissing the dead is something you should never do, and now the beef is officially getting dangerous.
It's grown man business.
It's grown man business. Woo!
I wish that none of this would have went as far as it did. But now 50's and T.I.'s families are involved, and if they don't stop it while they can, it could go to a place where nobody could come back from. A rap beef is one thing, but when the attacks start involving women, children, and dead family members, that's when shit could get serious.
Pull on up, 50, bring your ass on outside, 50.
I don't want to stand on stage with him. I have no interest in standing on stage with that nigga. I don't respect him.
50 took it to the next level when he posted a...
Here is another video that's talking about it before I give my little 2 cents.
Asked about verses on Shay Shay,
yeah,
and you were asked about verses with Gillian Waller.
That's right.
Both of your
I was asked.
Right, but both
I'm
of
not
your
out here
responses
soliciting.
Yeah, but your responses led to 50 having something to setting it off.
I'm real big on treating other people the way I want to be treated. And I'm also real big on treating them the way they decide they gonna treat me. And ultimately, all of the quietness that we're witnessing right now from dude, what would have happened if that quietness was practiced at the beginning? Absolutely nothing. We wouldn't be here.
Nothing to talk about.
Are you enjoying seeing your sons step up to the moment and the whole family concept?
No, I don't. I don't enjoy it. I do not. Simply because I've spent so much time trying to get this little nigga off the ledge.
Talking about King?
Yes. And now he has justifiable means to undo all of the teachings that I've been teaching.
Got it.
I do not like this. No, I do not enjoy it.
Now, Domani kept us cool.
So the one thing that I am proud of out of all of this is that the women and children in our family see that it's a line of men.
I see.
That's here.
Right.
Against who the ever. You know what I mean? And we not here to defeat. Like, I don't give a damn about beating. I ain't here to defeat. I'm here to defend. You understand? I'm here to protect what's ours, what we built. Man, this is, man, I die in the street about this man. This dead ass serious to me. This ain't no motherfucking game. I'm not playing.
You were asked about verses on Shay Shay.
So there's been this whole beef between T.I. and 50. And honestly, it shouldn't have started it wasn't even really a beef. 50, not 50. T.I. was like, he was asked about, doing the verses, and he was like, oh yeah, I'll do 50. 50 probably be, person I do the verses. And instead of 50 just being like, all right, let's do it, right? Call up Timbaland, call up Swizz, and be like, let's do the verses. No. 50 decides to troll. And in 50's fashion of trolling, he decides to be like, you know what? I'ma hit up the mama. And yeah. I love it. I'll be honest with you. I love it. Like, it's so beautiful. And I think a lot of people love it as well, because they're like, yo, you got T.I.'s 1, 2, 3 sons, and even his little daughter then tapped in and defending the mom. And I'm like it gets no more beautiful than this, right? As long as it stays on the tracks, as long as it's not a what's the word I'm looking for? Becomes violent, right? As long as it stays on the tracks, I love it, right? It is helping the sons. I saw that King did a track as well. I don't know if he's really considering himself to be a rapper, but it's helping them get their music up, getting notoriety, right? Creating a fan base. I know Dom, he already has been, kind of making a name for himself with the music. So yeah. So I think it was very interesting. 50 Cent has been quiet, and I hope he stays quiet. I'm like, hey, next thing I want to hear is the verses. Let's just do the verses. Call it at the verses. Okay? Excuse me. Let's keep the music beef that. Music beef. Let's not take it into the streets. Let's not make it anything else. But I understand T.I.'s sentiment where, yeah, King, he was the crash out. He was the wilding one. And so, like he said, he's now has a justifiable reason to crash out. And so, yeah, no. I did like his track. I probably should have had it up so I could have played it. But I did like Dom. I think his full name is Domian? Domian? Let me see if he has it on his. Yeah, he does.
Miss Jackson, am I overreacting or is it valid? I wanna have a one-on-one convo about the man you sacrifice your life for so the world could see his talent. He's a legend now, I guess it worked out, but I need some answers. Are you happy with the way he been holding your family name? I need to know cause I can't sleep at night thinking you died in vain. I think it got to him. People won't tell him because he pay him. The emperor's new clothes to tell, we need to tell. We failed too many times from shells or either jail. Cats got 9 lives, one more will ring the bell, and I don't wanna do it. Reason I came to you, I'm hoping you could talk me through it. Maybe it's something that you could tell me, bring some understanding. I'm more level-headed than the people headed to his mansion. I hope you know it's time sensitive. I think he really was a little confused, but I won't mention it. Pardon me if I'm digging it, hate to have you reliving it. You supposed to be resting, but just a few questions. Do you whisper in his ear before he makes the decisions? Can he hear you pass the nervous laugh he do when he timid? And is he really happy? Talent took the basic and gimmicks led to the actual business. He used to be something. We thought it was a joke, but now we see it's something awful him. I offer him a chance to reunite with you, and I'll do it. Nothing left to do, so I just send him to you, Miss Jackson. Hey Curtis, I encourage you to do a little research on my whole family, but you can start with me first. I know you're not familiar with a mother or a father. Maybe that's the reason easily you'll talk about them. Maybe that's the reason you be targeting the women. Let somebody try your mama, bet you probably wanna kill them. Speaking of killing, Curtis, I heard you was a firebug. Well, I'ma be the reason all your fans put their lighters up. Put your lighters up if you've dealt with abuse. Put your lighters up if you're no longer enthused with a nigga running around, profiting off our pain. Love it when we fall down, that's when Curtis gets paid. Now put your lighters up if you too want the truth. Many men sin but don't profit like you from it. You don't even drink but you'll fake it for the news coverage. Seem like you know 50 Cent more than you know you, Curtis. Goddamn. I think you went too far to stop now. I got a little more information you could jot down. Firebug, I could still smell the gasoline on you. Firebug, at least let them sleep before you cremate them. Firebug, ironic you not hot as what you used to be. Firebug, and I'm the one delivering your eulogy. Firebug, don't let him put his light up. The next time you miss a mama, I could send you right to her. Try your luck. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson.
There seems to be some rumor
aftermath of what happened last weekend. It means a lot to us. It is a honor to be here amongst our people this evening, amongst so many people who have shown us such incredible support. And it's a classic case of something that could have been very negative becoming very positive. Thank you so much for the support.
Before we
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. Okay, I did not realize that y'all couldn't hear me that whole time. See, this is what I'm talking about. Let's just go ahead and wrap this up. Jesus. Having to figure this stuff out live is crazy. I was saying I'm eventually going to get a co-host to be able to help me with all these different things, but right now I'm trying to do it by myself as I figure out these try to iron out the wrinkles. Okay, so yeah, time is counting down to 1, and that is a wrap, guys. For Trending Topics, tune in Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 4 p.m. I will be doing more. Oh yeah, moment of inspiration. Let's get to that real quick. So, moment of inspiration. With the topic that we was talking about today, let's watch this.
At 21, 22, 23, 20. Don't go broke trying to play husband at 21, 22, 23, 24. It's not going to lead you where you think it is. Yes, this is coming from personal experience. And I'm not saying don't love hard. I'm just saying don't financially cripple yourself before you have a foundation. I know. You're trying to prove your loyalty. You're trying to be a man. But brother, you're draining your savings. You're maxing out your credit cards and you're stressing yourself out to provide when you're still building. That's not leadership, man. That's ego. You cannot pour into someone long term when you're empty yourself. Build your stability first, then commit from strength, not pressure. Don't go.
Man, he couldn't say it any better. I couldn't have said it any better. That has been something, I'll be transparent with y'all. That has been something that I have been struggling with. Being kind of recently or newly single, and you're having to tap into this dating space and world and meeting people and just even from friendships, you're realizing that we're not all on the same level. We're not all on the same page. And the best thing that you can do is defend and stand up for yourself. Defend and stand up for what you like and what you don't like. And find people who are on the same page. And that's all I'm trying to do. That is all I am trying to do. And it is not easy. That is why I am talking to y'all about it. I'm be honest. I'm talking to y'all about it to get feedback, to feel like I'm not crazy. Now, granted, half of this, most of this is for content and to eventually get some money. But I do believe, though, it helps me when I talk to y'all about it, right? Now, that's what helps me. The main purpose of doing all this is to help you guys. I don't know who's going to be my audience. I don't know who's going to like my content, who's going to be tapping in. What I do know is that there are some people who need some help. There's some people who need different perspectives. There's some people who need an understanding. And I just want to help give people a better, positive, and productive perspective on a lot of these different topics and a lot of these different things. So that is my moment of inspiration. I am tired. I'm exhausted because, guys, I was supposed to be done with this 30 minutes ago. What time is it? 40 minutes ago. And, man, this thing has been one thing after another. So, yeah. Now it's like, all right, just talk for 30 minutes just to make sure that I'm fulfilling my duties. And I really feel like I've been talking for more than 30 minutes. I think this thing has been just buffering and acting slow, like this timer and thing. So, I don't know, man. I need y'all help. I'm tired. Can I just take a nap right quick? But please, keep your sanity. In these times, in these days where we have World War III probably about to happen, we have politicians acting crazier. I'm not going to name names. We have the typical misogyny versus misandry conversations. We have the economy that is going to crap. We have so many different things that's going on in this world that none of us knows what's going to happen tomorrow. Keep your sanity. If it seems like, oh, you are not taking the stuff seriously, if it feels like, oh man, I should be caring about, no, it's a lot. And we have to tap out some point in time. We are in one of the most tapped in moments of human nature, of humanity, right? We are so connected, even with this, right? You're watching lives and you're watching clips and you're just filling yourself up with content that we were never supposed to tap into. We weren't supposed to know as much as we do. And so when you're feeling stressed and feeling overwhelmed, go outside and touch grass. I promise you that is what I'm about to do as soon as I end this live. I'm about to go outside, touch grass, meet people, connect with people, build families, build connections while we still have time. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen next week, what's going to happen next month, next year, or in the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. What I do know is what we can do right now. What we can do right now is build happiness, build a life that we will want to live. If all this stuff goes to trash, or if all this stuff we just continue to live a good life, or have you built a life that you are proud of? And not just proud of from financial or from career wise. Have you built a life that you are proud that you have built? And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build a life that is happy. What's up, Mars? I'm trying to build a life that makes me happy, that makes me feel fulfilled, that makes me feel good. And I'll be honest with y'all, part of that is finding the right woman. And ladies, it's about finding the right man, right? That's also about finding the right friends. Too many of us, we're trying to attach ourselves. I know myself, I would be desperate on trying to find friendships that I was just wanting, that I was trying to be accepted, but I wasn't. There's my therapist, she said it, I was trying to fit in. My therapist told me I was so busy trying to fit in that I didn't realize I was not being accepted. That's just bars. That's bars, right? Yes, I was born in 2000. But that's bars. Find people that you don't have to fit in with, but that will accept you, right? Because that's all we are wanting, no matter how old you get, no matter what your personality is, no matter your culture, your ethnicity, your race, no matter any of this stuff, we just want to be accepted. We don't want to have to fit in, okay? So find people who will love and accept you for how you are, And a lot of that means deconstructing from the world's view and getting in tune with yourself. What do you like? What do you want? And what do you need? Okay? I appreciate it, Mars. So, as we wrap up, this has been another episode of the D Shabach Show. Hopefully, next episode won't have so many technical difficulties, but please tap in, stay tuned. Make sure you on Twitch. Okay, hold on. Go to Twitch, subscribe, follow, however you gotta do over there. On TikTok, follow, share, subscribe, all that. Go to YouTube, do the same thing. Okay, brother got to get paid. I'm trying to get paid from doing this, so I need to make sure y'all tap in into all those different pieces of content. Yeah, have a good day and please stay blessed. All right, I'll talk to y'all later.